Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and as part of our Agatha All Along episode 3 kind of video theories questions, I'm going to be asking a question today of, has Agatha actually been down the witch's road before? Because I think in episode 3, there are some things that maybe suggest that she hasn't. And to set this up, I think it could go either way. I don't have a strong leaning either direction, but one of the questions I do have is, if she's been down the witch's road before, who did she go with? Now, it's possible that it's from back in her Salem days, that she went down with her coven. They walked the witch's road. She drained them dry later. But if it's another witch, if it's something more recent than that, theoretically, then it seems a little bit odd that none of those witches are around. Instead, now we have the situation of she's leading this group down there, and there's some clues, I think, that she doesn't really know fully what's going on. The first one is early in the episode when Sharon Davis, she sits down on the ground off the side of the road. Her purse gets sucked in while trying to rescue her purse. She's getting pulled in underground. But there was no real mention of that to anybody. Like, this idea that something could happen. And Agatha then explains, like, oh yeah, it should be obvious because it's in the song that you have to stay on the path. Now, it's in the song. How much of the song is literal? Stuff like that. I think there's a good argument to be made that Agatha just caught on to it faster when she realized what was happening, and she maybe knows the Witch's Road song very well, that she was like, oh, that line means stay off the road. Then when they get to the beach house, there are a few things that make it feel like she isn't quite as familiar, at least, with it as she claims to be. Because, for example, she doesn't take part in the test. If this might be a situation where she was just looking to wipe out everybody else and escape herself. I think we see that happen potentially again. Or it's a situation where she doesn't fully know what's happening and what might be coming up. So she's just kind of going along with it. In fact, I think some of her actions even suggest that to be true, because she has fairly big mood swings or reactions to stuff in this episode, where if she knew what she was doing, if she knew and was treating it as dangerous as it actually is, then she probably would be cautioning other witches more. And I don't think she ever thought that Mrs. Hart, who that was it in her head, Sharon Davis, was actually a witch. I think she just thought, all right, we need somebody to come along with us. I need to convince them that there is this fifth person in our coven. And so now that she's gone, I think there's elements of, yeah, just kind of that surprise too. Like when the door didn't show up right away, she was like, well, it showed up immediately last time. Is that just a guess? Does she actually know? Because everybody's questioning her. If she doesn't know, if she hasn't been down there before, of course she's going to say it showed up immediately last time. So a few things like that lead me to think that she maybe hasn't been down this road before. She hasn't done what she's claimed to, And that would fall in line with who she is as a character. Because as a character, Agatha is about taking shortcuts. When she gets her powers, she doesn't get her powers because she studies and works hard. Now, I should say, I think she does work hard. She even talks about like how she has put effort into it, what came naturally to Wanda in WandaVision, but she's trying to shortcut it. She wants all the power that she can get, and to do that, instead of studying, instead of building up her power, however that may be done, she's stealing it from others. She's looking for that shortcut. And so, well, she might have told people that she went down the witch's road, especially say this happened after the Salem incident, where she killed off her coven. What if, in that case, she's like, oh yeah, we all went down the witch's road, and I was the only one to survive, and that's how I have more power now. Maybe that's how she avoided kind of being caught, being known as a witch killer, though definitely some talk about her killing in this episode, and not really, and the show not really caring about others. So that's maybe a stretch there, but just her confusion. I'm going to be curious to see in the upcoming episodes how she reacts. Does she continue to be a little bit confused about what's going on? Does she continue to take a step back, like she does in this episode, and kind of let other characters take the lead? Because Agatha is a proud witch who loves to be powerful. She loves to be in control. And she wasn't. She wasn't the lead, really, in this episode. So, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think Agatha has actually been down the witch's road before? Or do you think that is just part of the tale that she tells? In fact, is it part of why she says that she's done worse things than what the witches are saying when the teen, and I believe this is in a trailer, is like, why are you letting them say bad things about you? And she says, well, because the truth is worse. So, what could that lead into? And I actually have a theory on that as well, because of just a couple lines given in this episode. So I'm going to be talking about that coming up here on a video as well that's coming out in, well, the same day that this one does, about what that might mean, how it could be worse, how she maybe could have shortcut even more to get some of her powers. But like I was saying, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that she has been down the witch's road before? Leave that in the comment section below. And if you enjoy this content, check out the other videos that we're doing on the channel in terms of reactions, thoughts, rumors, theories, questions that we just have on Agatha All Along, as well as then the other content around comic books and Marvel trading cards that I do as well over here. And if you enjoy, subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. We also do a podcast where we'll be discussing this, so it won't just be me. I'll be talking with this with my co-host, Greg, and we'll be discussing his questions, my questions, our theories on Agatha All Along Episode 3 come that next podcast episode coming out on Tuesday. If you want to check out our previous episodes, you can over here on YouTube. Just click on the channel and then the podcast tab, or you can find it wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, we'll see you next time.